Right then, we are on. I can see a few people in the chat. So hello, I was going to entitle this Wall of Quotes, but I didn't. So yeah, I will move out the way in a minute when some more people get in, so you can have a read of the quotes. But I've had this idea for a while, and I was like, should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? Should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? Because for the last 8 months, I've kind of been doing quotes. I've been doing between 2 and 4 quotes a day for pretty much 8 months, give or take a few days. Some days I don't have inspiration. And a lot of them have been from the depths of the despair. A lot of them have been quite negative, and there's a lot of a negative emotion into them. But also a lot of them have been quite positive. So I thought, why not put on the wall a lot of my positive quotes? Now, I've not determined whether all these quotes are completely original and completely mine, and whether someone else has done one very, very similar quote at some point in time. But as far as I'm aware, pretty much all of these should be fairly original, if not pretty much like 100% original. But as I say, I can't be completely sure. So there might be someone who's come out with a very similar quote in the past that either I've taken inspiration from, unknowingly, subconsciously, or whether, they've just had the same quote as me and I didn't even realise. But I do try and make it drawn on my own experiences. And, yeah, you can have a read in a minute, but I'll wait till a few more people come in. And, yeah, I thought it'd be pretty interesting. Silence is, also I want to point out, silence is golden is not my quote, by the way. I know everyone will know that, but I don't want to I don't want you guys to think that I'm laying claim to that. It's not. That's just literally the silence is golden thing from the other week. And I wanted to leave that up there. So, yeah, so what I've got is I've got a lot of quotes. I've got way more than this. I've got like 6 pages of quotes. Some are absolute crap, but I like to keep the crap ones because at some point we might come back around and I might have an experience that then lead me to think, oh, actually, that was quite a good quote, but it's just I didn't see it right at the time. So yeah, what I might do is every week I might put a few additions on here and stuff like that, and then you can have a nice little read. But yeah, so what I'll do is, how many people have we got in? Have we got enough people in here? I can move out the way now and you can have a little read. I'll tell you my favourite ones as well. Is it the dumb thing to have favourites of your own quotes, or is that just like a bit crap doing that? I don't know, but I've got favourites of my own quotes anyway. Ones that really speak to me particularly well. Like all the quotes I do speak to me, but there's certain ones that I do that are like, yeah, that sums up an experience I had perfectly, or that sums up how I feel about the world. Because what we've always got to remember about quotes is it's based on the individual's feeling or perception of a certain event, or a certain way that people do things, or whatever it may be. It comes from a person deep inside. So it's not necessarily a right or wrong case of thing. It's kind of more just those are the words that I've felt, or the person who's done the quote has felt the need to express in a small, in a small sentence or whatever. But and there's a lot of powerful quotes that maybe certain people don't understand because it comes so deep, so from a deep understanding of the individual. Like that, I'm sure there's some great famous quotes out there that I don't understand, because from that person's viewpoint, you can't quite see where that person was coming from. You can't quite see their viewpoint. And also there's a couple of little Easter egg quotes in here that are either hidden away a little bit, or on certain parts of the background that particularly resonate with me as well. But I'm not going to disclose a couple of them because I want people to kind of see if they can guess which ones resonate. But I will disclose a few of my favourites. So yeah, I will. How about you putting your mods? What's that? How about putting your mods' faces on the background? No, oh my god, mods' faces. Yeah, I could do that, to be honest. I might do that one time, but my god, not now. I don't even know what they'd think if I did that. Anyway, I mean, who's a mod? Is Darren a mod? Smart Reselling or something? Imagine if Darren came in, just clicked on it, expecting to see me on this plain background, and it's a big face of him on there or something, or whoever else is a mod. We see a big face and be like, oh my god, what's going on? I'd have to ask people's permission before I do that. So yeah, I'll move out the way now, so you can have a woo. Yeah, so which one's what? I like this one. This one. When you realise the universe is one big orgasm, a euphoric sense of contentment washes over you. I like that one. And I like... where's it gone? Oh, I put that one in very quickly this morning because I forgot it. Experience is everything. Of course, that's one that I've been saying for a while. Oh, and I like this one. This is my favourite one. I put that in a video one time as well. Dancing gives you the ability to spontaneously let go of control. That's one of my favourite ones. And oh, and I like this one that I just made up as well randomly. I don't know where I got it from. But always make sure your words match your work. I like it. So if you're being very bold about your, if you're being very maybe egotistical or just generally bold about your work, like laying claim that you're this amazing person at doing something, make sure that your work, the end product, matches that. Otherwise, you know, people are just gonna think you're, you know, an idiot or whatever, or just think you're not necessarily as amazing as you claim to be. So that's an important one, that one, I think. But again, it's just my opinion. It's not necessarily right or wrong or a fact or anything like that, but it's just something I thought of. And I do like that one. Is it that one there? Yeah, that one. But I can't really read it that much off the screen because it's quite small. But the more you do, the better you feel. That was one I made up a long time ago. So yeah, I mean, have a read. Sorry, I've gone back in the way. So have a read. You know, you can pause the video if if you're watching back, I suppose you can pause the video. I suppose you won't want to pause the video now, but you can have a look anyway there and have a quick read of them. They're pretty cool. I hope you can hear me quite well because my mic's all the way over there now. But yeah, I mean they'll be there anyway for you to read. So don't worry about them disappearing or anything. You'll be able to pause the video at some point after the show or something if you really want to have a look at them, really want to have a read of them. But yeah, some nice ones on there. I really do. I like this board as well. 'Cause it just feels like me, you know. This just feels like me, you know. You know, it just feels this background. It just feels like me, you know. It feels everything positive about me is on this background, in these quotes. Well, not everything, because there's a few positive quotes I had to leave out, because I didn't want to make quotes too small. Like, I could have filled this board up, like, and made them really small, but then people wouldn't be able to read them, so there's a few that I left off intentionally, but, you know, most of the things positive that I wrote down in quote form are on this background. It's really cool. I really like it. But yeah, we'll have a look in the chat. What questions have we got as well? My best one is, your eyes will shine if you get rid of time. Get rid of them? Oh, get rid of them? No, it's get rid of time. Did I put them? I didn't put them, did I? Oh, wait. My little, I'm opening my little font. No, your eyes will shine. Your eyes will shine if you get rid of time. Meaning that we place too much of an onus on time. Like, we feel like, oh my God, you know, time's running out and all this sort of stuff. So, it's like, if you get rid of it, if you try and, if you just slow down in life, like if you just slow down and just, not necessarily come to a halt or anything, but just slow down and kind of smell the roses, you know, of what you've got and where you are and what life you're living, then, and you get rid of that pressure of time, let's say, just every now and then, your eyes will shine because you will be this person who realizes, oh my God, you know, I do have time for things, and I'm living this extraordinary life, if I can even get my words out. And this kind of weight is lifted off you in one respect. So yeah, that's how, it's not them, but maybe you were making that up of your own accord. I don't know. But yeah, and I like the other one. My quote of the day is, I effing hate paying my electricity bill. Brilliant. I like the other one. The other one I like is, ooh, where is it now? Well, I mean, I like all of them, but you know, this one here. I like to make other people laugh because for a moment I can live through their laughter, and that is kind of the only slightly more negative one on the board, because it kind of hints to the illusion of, ooh, you know, do you have something inside of you that's a little bit darker because, you know, you've got this kind of thinking, oh, well, I have this need to make other people laugh because you can't laugh yourself. And back in the moment I created that, 6 months ago, I was in a little bit of a worse place. And, you know, I kind of created that one with that feeling in mind, with that more negative mindset. And yeah, and I still understand it to this day, and I still get times where I feel, oh, right, yeah, I understand why I created that one. But the funny thing about quotes as well is when you make them, like, you might make one a year ago, and it's when you like actually look back at it, you will kind of understand it in a different perception or a different way, because you made it so long ago, and now you're feeling a different kind of feeling, or you've got a different kind of experience to your life. So it's kind of cool looking back on all the quotes that you made and thinking, oh right, I kind of get where I was coming from with that and why I made it. But I'm actually looking at that quote in a different way now, or maybe even in certain circumstances, taking something different from the quote. It's quite cool. But yeah, so you can, as I say, you can pause the video. Everything that is worth doing. Wait. Everything that is worth doing wrong the first time. Well, you know, I do that. That's kind of why I put that one up there, because like, everything I've done in life, I mean, I failed my driving test twice before I passed it. I failed doing, right now I'm broadcasting live on OBS. You guys know how many live streams I screwed up before I got OBS right. Like, for the last 3, 4, 5 months, OBS has been seamless. My live streams have been seamless, because I worked for like bloody 3 months trying to get OBS right, and it was like, I was trying to do it, and I finally got there, and, you know, I did OBS wrong for like 3 or 4 months before I got it right. And there's actually proof out there on YouTube in my earlier Thursday Talks live streams, maybe like episode, I don't know, 70, 80 or something like, around then anyway, it'll be around that time. Maybe a little bit before, and you know, there's proof out there that shows I could not do OBS because my mic was screwing up, my push to talk delay was screwing up, everything. So yeah, that's kind of why I put that out there. You know, we all do things wrong a lot of the time, but what that quote is trying to say, because some people might not quite get the grasp of it, I'm trying to say in that quote that if you do something wrong the first time, the things you will learn from doing it wrong the first time will outweigh the kind of annoyance of doing it wrong the first time. You know, you will gain so much from doing it wrong the first time and then doing it right, than doing it right and then having a problem occur later on, you know. So I always actually, I wouldn't say I try and do something wrong the first time, but I'm always aware of that, and I think to myself, oh, you know, maybe I should try and see what the pitfalls of this are before I start to try and get into it thoroughly, and try and do it right, so to speak. So, yeah, sometimes I actually willingly, sometimes, not all the time, not with everything, with some things I just sort of let it happen kind of thing, but sometimes I actually willingly go down the harder route or whatever to make myself stronger in the long run, to be able to do things better, you know, and have a better quality of whatever it is I've chosen to do. So, yeah. Anyway, you can whack some reselling questions in the chat. I'd always remember that you're unique, just like everyone else. Oh, that's a good one, isn't it? Is that yours? Have you just made that up? Always remember that you're unique, just like everyone else. That is really cool, that one, isn't it? God, if you've made that one up, that is a really cool little quote, that. Let me just have a look. I don't know how many people we got in or anything here. Oh, we've not got as many people as we normally do in. Probably people will drop in a minute. I don't think there's anything else. Hi, ads, and all you resell. Oh yeah, hi, Alan. I already looked at your comment there. That will stick, Chloe. What will stick? Sup, Gary Z. Oh God. Gary Z. Oh my God. Yeah, so you got any reselling questions, drop them in the chat. I don't really know what to talk about. One thing actually, my sales have gone back to being good again. I was happy with that. Like from Saturday to, well, basically from Saturday to now, it's been good, but oh God, I tell you, it's up and down, isn't it? It's like, it's crazy. It's like, but last week was really poor, and then, or was it? Yeah, it was like last week, and then a partial bit of the week before was a bit up and down. But then this week, I mean, from Saturday, been sales like that, you know, it's been like boom, 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 boom. Sunday was crazy. I was just having like a sale every, I don't even know, but in the night time it was really good. I must have had 6, 7 sales at the night time, then I was having them all through the afternoon and the day as well. So, yeah, I mean, just gone back to normal again. I don't know. And I was thinking, it's kind of like, you know, this switchboard theory on eBay, like, where kind of someone's turning the switch on off. And I had a very weird, it wasn't actually a dream, it was kind of like, you know, when you're half in and out of consciousness or sleeping, and you kind of, you know, you're kind of thinking, aren't you? You kind of had a few thoughts, and I thought about it would be really hard, actually, if eBay did have a switch to turn sales off and on, because they would have to have it for every seller, right? They'd have to have it for every seller. Now, maybe I'm thinking wrong now, because I've just thought, actually, people wouldn't have a physical switchboard anymore. It would all be done online, so maybe we could. But I just have this weird comedic thought in my mind of some guy named Barry who's like middle-aged, who's got a little bit of a belly on him, and then a superior officer comes in, like, you know, in the eBay HQ, and there's this massive long switchboard for like 100 yards or so with like loads of different sellers' names on, and then Barry's sat there, you know, eating his Doritos or whatever and his Coke, and Superior comes in and says, right, ads has had too many sales now, switch it to someone else. And then Barry goes, oh, okay, mate, and then pulls the little thing out of my slot and puts it in someone else's. I don't know, but my God. Oh, God. I must remember to drink my tea because I always forget. Do-it-yourself lifestyle. Yes, my electric bill needs paying. Oh my God. Oh, have you seen the wall, Ryan? Don't know whether you've seen the wall. There you go. I'll have to. I'm not. I can't really do this for everyone who comes in. Can I show them the wall? Because I'll have to just like. I'll have to just. I don't know. You'll have to just pause the video at the start because I showed it. But yeah, there's the wall. I was gonna title it Wall of Quotes, as I mentioned. I should have titled it Wall of Quotes now, but I did. The title is pretty cool because. What is it? I don't know where this one's going to end up or something. Yeah, I was like, I don't know where this one's going to end up. I really don't. But, yeah. So, that's what I was kind of, like, I had that weird, like, sort of dream, but sort of not dream, come over me last night, you know, or this morning even, which was really weird. But, I just kind of thought, actually, it's really weird to think that people think about that theory, like the switchboard theory, or the people turning the sales off and on. I mean, yeah, okay, they probably could do it on computers, and you know, you never know. There might be some weird thing that goes on behind closed doors about that, but yeah, it just made me think of that big long switchboard, you know, and just like, you know, like one of those old time switchboards, like from the 40s or 50s or something, where you have that little, like, it's not an AUX cable, is it? But it's something like that. It's like one of the cables that we use to plug an amp in, and then we just switch it between the little holes, and we've got like 1,000 holes on it, you know, like, you know, I thought it was funny, but. Yeah, I have the weirdest thoughts in the morning like that. It's just, what the hell is going on, you know? But, yeah, so that was pretty funny. But, yeah, I'm glad my sales have returned to normal. You know, I'm just hoping we stay like that for a while. I have been listing fairly consistently this week, you know, and I did £300 worth of listings yesterday, which was really cool because it was only out of 10 listings. So it was a £30 average sale, and I was really happy with that because I'm trying to get my average sale up. It's currently like, I don't know, I've not checked on PayPal in a while, but it was like 16 quid. I think it might be a bit more than that now. It might be like 17, 18. But yeah, it's around that. It's maybe between 16 and 18 or something. So, you know, I really would like to get that 25 quid, 30 quid. I know that's quite, you know, quite a challenge, especially when you get to about 20 quid. I think it's harder and harder to get it up more and more. You know, you have to start really going high value then. You have to start getting like 40, 50 pound items pretty much, you know, most of the time, you know, with mixed in with a few low value to get it from, you know, much higher than 20 or a bit more than that. So, yeah, I'd like to get it 25 or 30, but it would be hard. Especially, I would have to kind of get rid of a few of the £10 items, which I don't mind doing because I am starting to, actually this week or the last week in particular, I have struggled with listing £10 items. Like, it's not been as easy for me. Like, usually it's quite easy for me to list £10 items. Like, oh yeah, you know, 10 quid, you know, get 5, 6 quid profit out of it. Great, that's fine. You know, I don't mind packing up for that. I've always said that. Like, you know, that's why I changed over to £10 items, because I genuinely don't mind packing up for £5 or £6 profit. But I've been actually experiencing this weird thing where when I'm listing these items, I'm like, yeah, I'm literally putting in like $9.95 or $12.99 or $14.99, and I'm like, oh, but I can't be bothered listing these low value items. But the weird thing is, like 2 years ago, that was like mid value, like $14.99 to me. I classed that as like mid range value. That wasn't low value. But now it's like, God, 10 quid, $12.99, $14.99. That is really low value. Like that is, I'm getting to a point where I'm tired of listing those items. Like I'm tired of listing 10, £15 and I thought I never would be. But it just shows I've got to scale it up again. I've got to go, and then what'll happen is I'll get to £30 like as my minimum or something, and I'll be getting £30 items or whatever. And then I'll think, oh no, well £30 too minimum, and then I'll end up getting like £500. I mean, and that's just like ridiculous. I mean, okay, yeah, maybe it's working smarter, and maybe it's actually good business sense, but at the same time, it makes me think, my God, that's like crazy, I mean, if a £30 item or a £500 item, there's still value there, and why should I not pick up a £30 item opposed to like a £500 item, if there's value there? Because I think you have to judge, don't you, at a certain point where you're actually being a little bit, not necessarily, what's the word, like, not pretentious, but you know what I mean, like you're kind of shoving your nose up at low value items in terms of, when I say low value, I'm meaning like, if we were to get into that range of selling hundreds of pounds worth of items, items at £100 plus, lower value to you would be like 30 quid. But £30, if you're getting that for like a couple of quid, an item for a couple of quid and flipping it to 30 quid, that's decent. So if you are getting into that realm of flipping higher and higher value stuff, in one way, a part of me, and this isn't, I don't want people to take offence from this, because I'm not saying it's a bad decision, because it's actually a very good decision to go for higher value items, but it feels in one way that you kind of, if for example, personally me, if I were to do it, I feel as if I'm kind of like turning my nose up at like £30 items and stuff, whereas there is actually good profit in them still, so I don't know, it's kind of going to be a balance for me as I get into, as I slowly progress up with my average sale price, and it's always been like that. Like when I started with £10 items, I was like, right, £10 is my cut off now. And then what I did was I balanced it out with a few £30, £40 items, and then do the £10. So I think if I were to go high value, I think I would always try my best to balance it out with a few low value bread and butter bits. It would just be that the definition of bread and butter for me would change from between £10 and £20, which is my bread and butter range now, to maybe £30 to £50 is my bread and butter. But I would try to keep picking up those items because there is money in them, there's value in them, and it just seems silly not to pick them up, especially if you're getting them for, anyway, like, can you imagine, like, if you could source plenty of items between 30 and 50 quid, sale price, for like £1 to £5, I mean, and someone who does exclusively really high value items and all this, and they're turning their nose up at that, I just think that's, in one way, that's foolish as well. Like, it's not necessarily, yes, okay, you're working smarter, as I previously said, but it's foolish not picking them up at that range, because £30 to £50 from £1 to £5 investment, I mean, that's awesome. And surely, like, £30 to £50, like, is worth your time. I think, who gets it right? And loads of people will say he gets it right anyway. I don't even need to elaborate this, but Craigslist Hunter gets it right, because he does, I think his minimum is $30 or something like that, $35. So he doesn't miss out on those low value items, or those, lower value items to him, let's say. And he does it right. He pinpoints it. He knows, right, that's what I need to buy, these items for X amount, and I need to sell them for a minimum of 35 quid. Otherwise, the costs are gonna, kill me, basically. But he doesn't miss out on those lower value items. He still gets them. So he has a good, model there with doing the real high end, the like thousands of dollars worth of stuff and everything, that he gets, and $500 sales over time and stuff. But then he has these nice bread and butter things that tick away in the background, So yeah, he does get it right. So I just feel, in one respect, that it can be sometimes you can shoot yourself in the foot if you're trying to become this person, let's say, who only does like completely quality items, and I'm not going to do anything below £500, or I'm not going to do anything below £200 or whatever. I feel like maybe it's not just the best. Maybe you do need those, you know, lower value stuff. But who am I? I'm just one guy, you know, expressing my opinion based in my experience. I don't know necessarily. I'm just contemplating really, or just having a look. Bought an item from auction on Tuesday for £40 plus commission. If it works out, we'll get £1,000. Wow, that is a good margin. My God, that's like, I'd have to actually calculate that on a calculator to work out a profit on that, because it's two big numbers that. But yeah, there'll be good profit in that. My God. Yeah, that's awesome. I can't believe you got it for £40 plus commission as well. So did no one like actually was there no one of the dealers there that were like had spotted that item was worth money? Because you'd think like with higher end items like that there'd be a lot more competition, and there is a lot of the time there is at my local auction, you know, for those high end items. But then again, you know, if it's in a certain niche, I suppose you can have a little bit of free range. I expect he's put the label everywhere. What? Oh, right, it's someone, Mel talking in the chat. I'll ask him later. Oh. And I think people are just having a chat. Just had to Google what the TARDIS is, lol. I don't watch Doctor Who. Oh, we're not talking about Doctor Who now. All right, well, that's it. We're off on Doctor Who now, aren't we? Oh, Mel's talking about, is she? Do you want to stay in here? George, do you want to? I don't even know what's going on. Ads is looking for. Oh my God, I don't even know what's going on. People are just randomly chatting. What have I missed? Ads is talking about reselling. I'm bewildered. I know, isn't it weird? My average sale price, this is Gary says, has been £32 for January. Wow, that is awesome. 32 quid. That would be awesome, because that's, as I say, mine's like 16 to 18, so you know, it's pretty much double that. You know, yours is pretty much double that, so that'd be pretty cool, get to 32 quid. And it does take a lot of work, so, you know, congratulations on getting there, Gary, because it does take a lot of work. Because, I mean, if you think 32 quid, you've got to sell items that are higher value than that, and you've got to sell, well, you don't necessarily got to sell lower than that, but, you know, around that price. Well, yeah, actually, to balance it out, you would need to sell lower than that, but, like, you know, you've got to be selling, like, £20-25 items. You can't be doing, like, £3 items or so to get a £32 average sale, unless you're only doing, like, 1 or 2 £3 items a month or whatever, so that then it doesn't average out drastically down. So yeah, you really need to have a good listing price, you know, of items. So yeah, it does take a lot of work. So that's really cool. During summer, I managed to break above £50 average sale. You know what I've got right there? Oh well, I've covered it up actually. I've got a little list, a laminated list. I've covered it up, so I'm bewildered now. I've lost my train of thought, but it's a long-term goal list. So this is like not a super long-term goal list, but long-term goals, you know, next year, next 2 years, next 3 years, etc. However long they take, really. And one of those goals, believe it or not, is get my average sale price on eBay to 50 quid. So, you know, I mean, at the end of this year, I'd like about 25 quid. That'd be good. If I could get to 30, then brilliant. But I'm not pressuring myself. I'm just saying, right, well, if I get to 25, great. You know, and then we'll go from there, kind of thing. But then not super long term, but longer term, you know, 1 to 3 years out, I'd really would like 50 quid. And I'm giving myself that amount of time because I'm not necessarily doing toys and games, or I'm not necessarily doing things that, you know, I can just pick up. I can say, right, you know, I'll get X amount for that, and, you know, I've paid £1. I need to learn more about the antiques and stuff at the same time as picking them up. So I can kind of increase my average sale price to that, but if I want to increase my average sale price in line with my average profit per item, I need to be, you know, actually doing the research and learning about the antiques, because there's no point picking them up and, yes, okay, selling them for 50-60 quid, but my profit margin is really thin, you know. Like I alluded to a few weeks ago about how I was going to do this idea of kind of lowering my profit margins to advancing the knowledge of buying things from the cabinet. But I've been thinking about that a lot over the last few weeks, and certainly at the first auction that I did after Christmas, when I said I was going to do that technique of, you know, buying things from the cabinet with low profit. Well, when I was, you know, just to get experience in selling them and learn a little bit more about the items, well, I realised to myself, actually, what I might need to do is just literally like, spend more time at viewing, spend more time around the items, and if I can get the items, then brilliant, but I'll only pick them up if there's a decent profit in them. And, you know, in doing so, when I pick them up, I get the more knowledge and I get more experience, and that just adds to the whole sort of flow of things, really, and helps me attain that average sale price, but also it helps me attain a decent profit, and I'm not shooting myself in the foot with regards to profit as well. So I'm kind of running on two different levels, because I'm running on the level, right, I do want a higher average sale price, but I also want to learn about things at the same time and make sure that I'm not only just getting an average sale price that's good, but there is a good profit margin on that average sale price. I just feel like if I am paying up for these items, like I did mention in one of the Thursday talks a few weeks ago, if I am paying up, yes, I'll get that experience, but how will, you know, like, will I end up just staying at that realm of paying up? You know, will I end up just keep paying up for things because it's alright, there'll still be some profit in it? So I think I do need to be a bit more strict, or a bit more, you know, not necessarily put pressure on myself, but just have that there, you know, have that in the realm of, you know, how I'm doing it. I've got to make sure, right, there's enough profit in it, I've got the knowledge on it, and, you know, I've looked at it immensely, you know, when I'm at viewing, like, there's no chips or cracks on it, if it's like a porcelain figure or anything like that, and just really get to grips with it and get some more knowledge with it. But I also realise that I actually don't need that much knowledge for the stuff in the cabinets as well. I mean, certainly there are a lot of things in there that I need knowledge on, but the things that I like to go for, which, unfortunately, things I like to go for don't have much of a margin in them, because they're things that are very mainstream, like, which is quite odd because I'm not a mainstream person, but they're things that are quite mainstream in the antiques and collectibles realm, like the Bezic figures, the Dalton figures, all the animal figures, the, you know, Coalport figures and stuff. I really do like them. I really do enjoy selling them. I really do enjoy picking them up. But the margin can sometimes not be there. Sometimes it can, sometimes it can't. It depends on the collectors that are there. It depends on the amount of people that are there. But yeah, so I need to at least learn a little bit. But also, if I could get some of them items, if I could pick some of them off, they are slightly high value. Some of the Dalton figures are only like 20 or 30 quid. You know, some of the ladies and stuff. But there are other ones that go upwards. I'm pretty sure there's ones that will go into the hundreds, I would imagine, but certainly there's a lot of them that go for between like £30 and £60 as well. So, you know, that is a good standpoint for increasing my average sale price, because if I can get more of those £30 to £60 items, that's going to pull me up well over the, you know, £16 to £18 that I'm currently sitting at. So yeah, it's quite interesting. So yeah, I don't know what was going on in the chat then, but I think people are just randomly having a chat. So I'm not going to read too much into it. Something about Doctor Who was in there, I don't know. Postage changed from same working day to 2 working days. Come on, Snow, do your worst, yeah. Oh yeah, the Snow, I forgot about that. Yeah, I had that yesterday. We're meant to have some more today, but, you know. Keep it on selling any chat mail. Oh, that's just random chat. Question. There's the thing about Doctor Who. Okay, thanks, George. I guess where we're going now. If Doctor Who done crypto, how do you think they would go about doing it? I don't know. What the hell? Like, why would they even bother doing it? They could just use Bitcoin or Litecoin or something if they were wanting to transact with crypto. I don't know why the hell Doctor Who, like, no, I'm not getting it. Right, okay, I thought you meant the TV. If the TV show, in like a marketing move or something, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. But if the TV show, like, made a cryptocurrency based on Doctor Who. But I think you mean if Doctor Who, the fictional character, used cryptocurrency or made a cryptocurrency for himself, what would it... how would they go about doing it? I don't know. I suppose if he was making a cryptocurrency, I don't know. I can't speak for someone. I don't know what I'd do. I'm good at Doctor Who, but I don't know what he would do in every situation. You know, like he would create some sort. I don't know. He'd create a coin, wouldn't he? He'd just create a coin. He'd probably have it on. I reckon he'd probably have it on a low supply coin, because he's quite, you know, very intelligent. So he would know that if it was a low supply, and he could get the demand up, that he could make more money with it. But then his intention is not making money anyway, because he's transcended the illusion of money, let's say. So you know, he doesn't need for money, so therefore he wouldn't do that anyway. So it's kind of like he wouldn't do it. He just wouldn't do it, because crypto is like a financial instrument, so it's not, you wouldn't bother with it, you know. He might use it as a tool to be able to do something, to be able to get to somewhere, but you wouldn't necessarily hold any attachment to it, or you wouldn't really bother that much with it. It's, you know, in my opinion, I can't speak for the person, can I? But the person doesn't actually exist in reality, so, you know, and that was very hard for me to say. So, you know, that was very hard. He doesn't exist in reality. I was thinking, should I say that? Should I say that? Because that is hard. It's hard acknowledging that fact, you know. It's hard. God damn it. I'm never saying that again. He doesn't exist in, well, I've just said it again, but no, I don't like saying that, but bought 5 boxes of Treen at the auctions yesterday. Should do well from it. Yeah, Treen stuff is good. I like and you know what happens with Treen stuff as well? I really do like it, because a lot, you know, not all of it, depends what auction house you're at and all the rest of it in competition and stuff, but a lot of it does go for pretty cheap. And if you've got 5 boxes of it there, like, I'm guessing you've got animal figures, I'm guessing you've got other carved figures, I'm guessing you maybe have little pots or like little trinket boxes or bowls or African carved figures or what, I don't know, but all this sort of stuff, and maybe even other stuff as well, then, you know, if you've got a lot of that and you're only paying a small amount for those boxes, you are quids in, because especially if you've got, like, because a lot of those things, like I've just mentioned there, the figures and the animals and all the rest of it, a lot of them are like £10 a pop. You know, if you get your keywords right and you get some good, decent titles in there, and they're a decent quality or a decent size, a lot of them are 10, 12 quid a pop. There might be some that are more, you know, ornate, that might be 20, 30, 40 pound. It might be, you know, like you get one of them large busts and you might be looking at 40, 50 quid, or maybe even more, maybe 50 to 100 quid if it's like a really amazing bust. And then they go up from there if it's like a incredible one, or maybe it's got a signature on or something, I don't know. But, you know, like, even, but what I'm saying is, even just those bread and butter bits, you know, those 10 to 12, 15 pound items, if you can get those 5 boxes for, you know, 20, 30 quid or whatever, or even a little bit more, but if you can get them for that, or even less than that, then you're quids in, you know, because there's going to be tons and tons of bread and butter items in there that will just tick away in the background, you know. So, alright, ads has been replaced, this isn't the real ads. Why? What do you mean it isn't the real ads? It is me. It is me. I'm just making an effort today. You guys can't appreciate when I try and make an effort to actually provide you with some good reselling content, and none of this like Doctor Who or crypto or whatever, you know, all this other stuff. I was going to say a bad word then, but if I say it, I'm going to lose my $1 that I get from AdSense every week from doing this show. So, and I can't lose my $1, can I? Don't make me lose my $1. So, yeah, so, yeah, so I'm just trying to, you know, give you guys a little bit more factual and educational entertainment for once, instead of just all this random stuff, you know? But I guess, yeah, I guess I can't do that. I guess I'm meant to do other stuff. I don't know. Fictional character, fictional currency. Well, alright, I'll give you a fictional currency, because it's not actually a currency now, as HMRC have been made us aware. But yeah, oh no, fictional character, yeah, I'll have to give you that one. Damn it, I'll have to give you both of them. Jesus. Oh no, I was gonna try and argue one of them, but no. Okay, yeah. Anyway, boom, what's boom? Has George got a sale or something? He's bloody asked the question, then bailed for the answer. I'm off now. Brilliant. We got. Oh, thank you very much, George. £1. Thank you, George. I didn't mean when I said the $1. I wasn't fishing for super chats or anything, by the way. I just wanted to say that because at the start of this video, I was setting up the green screen, and I was thinking to myself, I wonder why it is that I don't get as much for Thursday talks as it is that I do, like, or you know, the other videos, because like some of the videos I get way more than Thursday Talks for, but Thursday Talks is the one I don't get much money for. And and then I was like, I wonder if it's because I'm so weird that the algorithm just doesn't like me at all, and then places my videos like right down in search or something, and then you know, it doesn't get picked up, and I don't get paid any for it. I don't know, but I don't know. Or it is maybe the fact that sometimes in episodes I might slip out a swear word unknowingly, and you know, it means that like either my revenue's cut or whatever. But I did do an 18 plus show once, didn't I, where I didn't get anything. But yeah, thank you very much, George. I do appreciate it. We've got no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. Oh wow, did she say that in the chat? Are people making up their own quotes now in the chat? I've broken the ads. No one's broken the ads. What are you on about? What's happening in crypto, and certainly what's happening at Whipple? We have an opportunity to fundamentally change the way global commerce is managed. My God, that is the most articulate sentence I have ever heard Ryan say. My God, that was really articulate. Jesus. I don't mean offence with that way, and I just mean, wow, it was taken back, because normally it's just a few words, innit, you say, but my God, that was a full-on... That was incredible. What's happening? Yeah, so, yeah, it is, but people can't see it yet, just like we can't see the internet. Like, well, you know, we couldn't see the internet before it was a thing, and then what happened was, you know, the internet comes in, and it actually gains some... I mean, I wasn't around for this, really, or I was a kid, but then it gained some speed, and then people adopted it. And I remember when I was 3 to 5 years old, I was sat down on my dad's lap on the brick computer that we had, this big, massive brick computer that you guys will be more aware of than me, because pretty much everyone watching this will be older than me. But, you know, we had those, and then I was doing it, and I remember from 3 years older, so I was on computers, so... you know, it's kind of... But before that, before the internet came in, or just around that time, what I've heard from people is that it was kind of not accepted that much, or maybe not just the internet, but generally like technology in general, as it was slowly coming in. You know, people were like really fearful of it, and like thinking that it was scams and stuff. And guess what's happening right now? Everyone's like, oh my God, Bitcoin's a scam. Like, everyone's saying, like, crypto is a scam. But... please understand, if you are around and if you're able to, if you went through the period of the internet coming in and technology coming in, and you were like my age or old enough to remember it properly, please do remember the similarities between that period and this period, because this is just the interim. This is like internet or technology in like the late 1980s, let's say. And then what will happen is slowly over the years, I reckon by about 2025 really, until we get, you know, more and more people coming in. I really do think it's going to take a lot longer than most people think. But then people will be like, oh, I'm using Bitcoin, I'm using this, and I'm not even taking any thought into the idea that it's a scam. I've just ended up adopting it, you know? Because that's how it'll happen. Just like people adopted social media networks. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people who are against them for a long time, you know, thinking like, oh no, I'd never share my data on Facebook and all the rest of it. But even a lot of those people now, not necessarily all of them, but even a lot of those people now have been like the last wave to adopt them. And there's not many people at all out there these days who don't have at least one social media account, unless they live in an area that they just do not have internet or do not have any, you know, any access to any sort of technology, which isn't in that many parts of the world anymore, really. It's quite global now, the internet, in most parts of the world. So, you know, it's, I've kind of lost my train of thought here, but it's just, over time, these allegations of scams will start to go away, and it will be replaced with just naturally people using them. I'm sure there was many people before Facebook came out, or just around the time of Facebook coming out, you know, the inception of Facebook, I'm sure there's many people calling it out as a scam. Like, oh my God, no, don't go on that, that's a scam, you know, and all the rest of it. So, it's just the same. And the problem with crypto is that there are scams in crypto. There are a lot of scams in crypto. Don't get me wrong, there's loads of scams in crypto. But that isn't crypto. That is just a part of crypto. There's another side to crypto that is revolutionary, and that's friendly, and that's immersive, and that's, that's going to change the world. But the problem is, because of all these scams like BitConnect and controlled finance, and my God, there's tons of them, and Bitcoin faucets and stuff like that aren't necessarily a scam, but sometimes they can be a bit dodgy and stuff like that. But all these different hype sites or high-up sites and all the rest of it, what they do is they come from the media focuses all their attention on that, because the media want people to believe Bitcoin is a scam. And then that means that this big whole other bubble of crypto that is, well, actually it's not a good idea referring to it as a bubble, but this whole other space of crypto that's all clean and nice and lovely and isn't involved with any scams is now tarnished by this other little section in this upper left hand corner that I'm trying to make a diagram of or whatever. So it's sad in a way, but slowly people will get to that, and there are going to be coins that just don't, just fail completely. They won't succeed. They won't do anything. But that's the price you pay for being an investor in a high risk, high risk marketplace or a high risk space. Essentially, like I know full well that. Some of the coins I invest in, I don't invest in that many, to be honest, but some of the coins I invest in, they could go tomorrow. They could literally go tomorrow, but at the same time, I've picked my coins well. So I don't really have this, overlying fear or underlying fear of like, oh my God, I'm going to wake up and it's gone. It's not like that. So if you invest in the right projects, you're kind of fairly safe in the longer term as well, but nobody actually does know which projects are going to come through. So yeah, it's kind of like that. It's still very, very risky, But when people see it for what it is, they'll understand and they'll realise how much of a revolution it is. But it's kind of like there's crypto on the surface and then there's crypto underneath, and the technology behind it and what that technology can actually do for like Ryan says, commerce and all the rest of it. Ryan, what are you doing? Oh yeah, Ryan just made me ramble about it, didn't he, for ages. Right, let's have a look down the chat. Oh, sorry, I have to go up. Now say your top 3 swear words. Oh, am I allowed to say them? No, I don't think I'm allowed. I don't think it's an 18 plus show. I can do an 18 plus show next week, and I can do the swear words, but I'm not going to do it on this one because it isn't an 18 plus show. But I don't really have favourite swear words. I just like say swear words. Like when you're angry, you're just like, right, okay, F or S or C or. I don't really say C, actually. C is a bad one, isn't it? That's not very nice. Sometimes I say T, but only every now and then. And again, it's a bit of a, I just like S. S is my favourite. S and then T at the end. That's my favourite. I've always thought it sounds weird, me saying the F word. It just makes me cringe when I say it. I don't feel like I put enough emphasis on it. It's like a little kid saying the F word. It just feels weird or wrong. So yeah, I don't really use that one that much. But yeah, I like I suppose ST. ST. So yeah, I like that one. So we might do an 18 plus show next week and I can actually save them, I don't know. Question, can you read my 3 questions on Reselling above? Where? I can't even see them. My God. You're gonna have to put question in capitals or something, because I can't see. I bet you already have, haven't you? No, literally, I can't even see these. I can't see these. I literally can't see any of your questions, Ryan. Where the hell are these questions? You've not even... Oh, wait. I found one. I'll do one. I'm not going further up the chat. My God. You don't talk about Amazon much, dude. You still doing Amazon or having a break? Ah, well, we will see on the 7th of January 2020. On the 7th of January 2019 this year, I wanted to do something pretty cool that I've always wanted to do with YouTube. I wanted to do a time capsule video. And I had just done, I had just worked through a few of the plans for the year with my business. And one of those pertained or related to Amazon and my Amazon account and all the rest of it. So I'm not going to reveal anything now because I did an entire video and I basically edited it and everything, and then I put it on YouTube and I scheduled it for the 7th of January 2020, and everything you need to know about my plans for 2019, the year of 2019, are in that video. And why I've done this is because in 2020, people will watch that video from me at the start of 2019 and they can compare what I was saying to what I actually did in 2019. So if I actually followed my plans, if I didn't follow my plans, what happened, you know, all the rest of it. Because around the time of, you know, Q4, I'm probably going to not necessarily... I suppose I'll kind of just drop hints at what I'm doing with Amazon and what I'm doing with eBay and everything, so then you can kind of interlink that when the video comes out in you know, early January. So yeah, I don't want to talk too much about that because I've done my first ever time capsule video, and I do really want to do one for like 2100. You know, like I want to record. I don't even know whether you can schedule that long or whether YouTube is going to exist in 2100, but I want to do that, and then like my grandkids or whatever can see like one last video of me, but like 20-30 years after I've gone, or however long it'll be after I've gone. So I really want to do that. I know to some people that would be like, whoa, that's weird, that's like really crazy, but to me it's quite normal. I kind of see the way technology's going, and I can very much see that this is going to be the norm, like, you know, grandkids being able to watch and see their grandparents, not necessarily in the flesh, although when holograms and stuff come in, if we go down that route, they will be able to see them somewhat in the flesh, especially if we were able to turn the opacity up and then make them actually make them a coloured in flesh person, but it's a hologram that you can put your hand through. You know, not like one of those like blue holograms that you see, you know, there's like blue, like little body hologram things. No, I want like a proper human one. So yeah, if I do that like in 2100, then my grandkids or my great grandkids or whoever, or maybe both, can then watch a video that's never been seen by anyone, that was recorded 70 years earlier or whatever, and it'll be quite interesting for them to see, you know, me for the last time kind of thing. And not only see me, but see me when I was younger, in my prime, you know, not necessarily as they saw me as an old man, you know, and nothing wrong with them seeing me as an old man. In fact, obviously I'll be a lot more knowledgeable then, so in one way it's a bonus, but also I would like to see them to see me as a young man as well, and me to actually do a personalised message to them. Now granted, yes, I don't know whether they exist, I don't know who they are, I don't know what they look like, I don't know their names or anything, but I feel like I could still do a fairly good message to them that would invoke some sort of passion inside themselves, just because of our connection, you know, of being related, you know, even though they don't exist yet, or may never do, you know, but I still think it'd be quite nice. And even if they don't exist, even if I don't have kids, even if I don't ever get married or anything like that, I don't ever have anything like that, it'll be good just for someone else's kids just to watch it, you know, like, oh right, you know, give a little bit of, you know, advice or whatever, or whatever it may be, or something. But no, it's interesting. I would like to do that as well. But I've always liked the idea of YouTube as a time capsule. But like the time capsules of the 21st century, we don't do the burying in a box in the backyard anymore, because we don't need to, because we can say all we want to say, and we can show props and stuff on YouTube right now. So why don't we all just schedule a load of videos for in 2050 and see how it turns out, you know? But yeah. I mean, people will say to me, well, YouTube probably won't exist then, or, you know, there'll be a new thing that's come up, and to be honest, maybe I believe you in one way, maybe that is correct, but we don't know at this point. I can't say for sure. I can't say that I agree with you 100% if you say that, because I don't know, you know, I don't know. But yeah, whoa, the background. Yeah, did you not see that? Oh, have you been listening while I've been actually watching? Yeah, the background, the quotes, yeah. Oh, that's way up the chat. Right, okay, I'm gonna... Oh, God, I'm way up the chat again. Where are we? Never be too worried about the... Oh, Susan, hi there, Sue. Someone just said never be too worried. I think it was Nigel. Oh, damn it, I've lost Nigel's comment. One sec, Nigel, I'll try and find your comment. Oh, there we go. Personally, I have never worried too much about the level of profit. Some items I only make a couple of quid on, but I have the logistics in place to process them quickly. Well, if it's items that you can process quickly, and maybe they're even jiffy bag items, then that's, you know, pretty good, really. Oh, has the chat just jumped? No, it's okay. Right, let me go down. Oh, we're there. Ads, have you ever been asked to volunteer at a charity shop or thought about doing it? I have been asked many, many times by a few different charity shop managers who I've known for a long time. You know, one of them I've known since I was very, very young because I went to school with one of her, with her daughter. So, you know, I've been asked by a lot of people, but it's that kind of thing of, is it worth my time? And yeah, okay, it's a nice thing to put on your CV, but I've never been worried about my CV. Like, I've not updated my CV since 16 or so, because I'm in that mind frame of, look, I don't want another job. I want to do this full time. So if I'm validating my insecurity within this profession by updating my CV as if thinking, oh, you're going back to work at some point, then, you know, I'm not going to do that. So I don't update my CV. If I updated my CV right now, I'd have a lot to put on it. It'd be way more than 2 pages because I'd want to put on it about, you know, being able to do YouTube and editing and this and that, because yes, okay, they're not necessarily academic qualifications or anything, but they are genuine skills that can be used in a workplace, especially if you need to do advertising leaflets or whatever it may be, or do something with regards to their social media department. So, you know, I want to put that in there, but I don't update my CV or anything. So, of course, you know, being a charity shop volunteer, I could do that, and then obviously it's something to put on my CV, etc. But it's just whether... It's just the whole time element and stuff. Like, I don't want to delegate a day, even like a day a week or something, because I've not got time as it is. Like, I do so much. Like, I mean, I'm editing at the night times, like between like 7 and 9. In the mornings, I'm doing my photography, packaging, listing, going out sourcing if I need to. In the afternoons, I generally, some afternoons I record my videos. I do Thursday talks on a Thursday. Saturdays I'm going out sourcing, you know, for a bit of a day, and then I like to have a little bit of time off if I can. Sundays are very busy anyway because I've got to do all my packing from like sort of late on Friday, Saturday, and then the rest of Sunday. Mondays are incredibly busy, taking things out, making sure I'm, you know, ploughing a few more listings on in the afternoon. You know, it's just crazy busy, you know. And I mean, YouTube. At this point, YouTube takes up, I wouldn't say as much time as eBay, but it's not far off. You know, I do put a lot of work into my YouTube. So with that and eBay, like literally, like everyone says YouTube is a full-time job. You know, if you do it well, YouTube is a full-time job. And, you know, I'm trying to do YouTube quite well. And even though I don't get paid enough to do it quite well, I just love doing it. You know, I'm trying to do YouTube quite well as like a full-time thing. I'm trying to do eBay quite well as a full-time thing. And it's like, whoa, you know, I've got 2 full-time jobs. Then I've got to see my, you know, my friends and my family, if I can fit them in on weekends, or just the occasional little visit to my grandparents or whatever, when I've ever got time. And then, you know, just reselling. I mean, eBay itself is just so... It's draining, especially if your sales are good. Like, you guys know as much as me, if you're getting like 10 sales a day or something like that, you know, you're getting good, strong sales, you know, on some occasions I'm getting those sort of numbers. You know, if you're getting that, it's hard just to pack, and then you've got to then pack those items in the day, get them labelled, get them out, get at least another 10 items on to replenish the ones that you've lost. And that means photography, that means, you know, sorting items if you need sorting, that means listing them, that means researching them. And, you know, and all that, and then add to that, as I say, the doing fitting a YouTube video in, or, you know, or doing some editing, or doing a thumbnail on Photoshop at the night time. You know, it's draining. It absolutely is. So I would love to experience it and just do a day, one, you know, sometime in the future, I suppose. But it's just, I don't know how I'd fit it in. You know, I really, I struggle to do a lot with my friends, really. I am really trying at the moment to see my friends a lot more than I have done. But it's so hard. It's so hard because I'm like, yeah, but if I go round and see them and we end up doing something for 3 hours, I'm like, but I need to do this and I need to get this done, I need to get that done. I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't go around, maybe I should do the work, and it's such a hard balance. It's such a hard balance. It really is. So, right then, yes, government is all about allowing decentralized money. Crypto is not a scam, but it is currently 100% speculation. Very true, it is speculation, yeah. There's nothing, I don't think there is anything in crypto that is, yeah, there isn't anything in crypto that is not speculation. But I was thinking, like, how do we define that stocks and shares aren't speculation? Because yes, okay, we can look at the profit and loss account, we can look at the net assets or the fixed assets or whatever they have, we can look at the balance sheet and we can see, you know, all these different things about a stock, and that gives it its value, right? Well, in that one way, that's still speculating, because you're still speculating on the price, whether it's going to go up or not. Basically, you're just speculating on a higher level because you've looked at some like indicators, like, you know, the current assets and the investments that company has, and, you know, all that sort of stuff. But basically, the fundamentals of a cryptocurrency are very different to that of stocks. People who are in stocks generally say, oh, Bitcoin and everything, there's no fundamentals, you can't invest in them, you're only speculating. The investing side of cryptocurrency is what the blockchain can do, like how fast is the blockchain, does it have like instant transactions, does it provide a service that can be greater than that of, let's say, an alternative centralized, currently centralized thing. Like, for example, I'm on Steemit, of course, which is a decentralized social media platform. It basically beats out Facebook because it rewards its users based on, you know, cryptocurrency. So it's, you know, it's something that actually provides more value to that space, that social media space, than something else. So therefore, that's something. It has, you know, 3-second block times. It has a large selection of websites that is built on the same blockchain, so you only need one account to sign in to all these different websites instead of having different accounts for all these different websites. You know, developers can build games on there, so people can play games and they can earn cryptocurrency rewards from the games. So this is like gaming 2.0, because when I used to go on gaming when I was younger, like 12, 13, like keep busy and stuff, I would play on those games for hours and not get paid. Well, welcome to Internet 3.0, because on the blockchain, on a good blockchain, and developers make decent games, which are going to be coming out, well, they're already out, but there's also some that will be coming out in the future as well. But there's already like Steam Monsters and stuff that is available right now. But you see, we can get paid for the game. So basically, what it's doing is you're investing in that. So yes, okay, it is all still speculation. It is 100% speculation. But that's the investing side of it. The being able to see that this thing does provide greater value than what we've got currently out there. So you're investing in the technology behind the blockchain, opposed to investing in a company because they've got great products that you know, that are giving them a good revenue, like Apple, for example. It's the same kind of thing, but stock investors always like look down the noses at crypto because the fundamentals are different. The reasons why you invest are different, but similar at the same time. They're similar, but they're still different. And the other one big difference of investing in cryptocurrency is circulating supply and max supply. So, you know, someone who is savvy would first look at the project, the crypto project, see the technology behind it, see if it's got a good purpose, a good use case, see if it's something that can beat out a competitor, a centralized competitor that's already within that marketplace. And then if that all is you know, ticked off, and they're making strides, and you can actually see that it's almost a working product as well, or it is a working product as well, like Steam, then what you can do, if it then has a very low circulating supply, just based on the laws of supply and demand, you can work out, oh, actually this is also going to be a good investment as well, because if there's 100 million coins and then it gets mass adopted, and then again, yeah, this is speculation, so it is investing within speculation, but at the same time, it's kind of investing, because when that actually does come into play, it will be an investment that's completely paid off. Like, for example, if there's 100 million coins, and let's say Facebook has 1 billion users, and let's say Steam could get like 200 million users or whatever, that means that everyone wouldn't even be able to have, well, sorry, Steam has like 300 million circulating supply, but let's say, you know, let's say that 200 million, then everyone's going to only be able to have 1.2 steam, but everyone's going to want more than 1.2 steam because 1.2 steam is nothing. So then more people buy in and buy in and buy in, and the price spikes. So yeah, you know, I know a lot of that sounded very speculative. As I mentioned, cryptocurrency is very speculative, but there are fundamentals that you can look at that kind of help you with the analysis of whether it's going to be an investment in the future or whether it's just complete speculation. Like, there's some coins out there that don't even have a working product. We don't even have a working well, we might have a working blockchain, but we don't really have anything built on that blockchain. They don't have anything to go for them, like, but other projects like Steam have a working blockchain. They have many sites within that blockchain. They have an active community. They've got over 1 million members already as well. So there's some fundamental there for investing in it, or at least speculating in it, if you will. So whichever one you want, really. But I consider all, and I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I consider all investing speculation. I don't care what guarantees you give me, I don't care what fundamentals you give me. You cannot certainly say by any amount of technical analysis or any amount of anything that that's going to go up like incredibly or whatever. Investing is speculation. Investing is just one level above gambling. It's not quite gambling. It's a little bit more. It's kind of like the intellect's version of gambling. Like, the people who feel like they're intellectually superior, they go with investing opposed to gambling. And there are certain indicators that you can use to help you predict, and I stress the word predict, that it's going to go up or down, you know, because it is a prediction. So, you know, I just feel like investing's like that, all forms. And that's why I'm a very high risk investor, because, you know, I can invest in property, or I can invest in crypto, or I can invest in stocks. To me, it's all the same, you know. To me, as someone who is young and someone who believes that Bitcoin Bitcoin is an asset, and it has now been classed as an asset with HMRC, I believe that holding one Bitcoin, it has just as much worth as, let's say, holding a property or something like that. Because yes, it's not a tangible asset, but to me and to so many other people, we see it as an asset like gold, you know, like you're holding a bar of gold. And as our generation, and I've spoken about this before, as our generation gets older and older and older and more, you know, we have kids and their kids have kids, we will all grow up with the shared mentality of this new world that Bitcoin is the digital gold, and that essentially we all value Bitcoin at whatever the price would be, because we understand that, yes, it's not a tangible asset, but it's an asset that we believe has value, and that's the only reason why anything has value. Someone on eBay will pay $29.99 for something I've got on because they believe that's a fair price to pay, or they believe that's what it's worth, you know. On a lot of items, I just make up the price, you know. So I could put $9.99 or $29.99, but, you know, two different people, one person could think $29.99 is terrible, another person could think $29.99 is brilliant, so therefore that person's willing to pay it, that person isn't. But when people match up on a price, that's how, you know, a price level of Bitcoin or anything is made, because people are agreeing, so many people all over the world are agreeing that this thing is worth that amount of money. It's same with anything, you know. The illusion of money is so brilliant. The entirety of money, in my personal opinion, is one big Ponzi scheme. Like, one big Ponzi scheme, because it's all about what we think has value attributed based on ideas that we can't even really prove whether are incredibly good or incredibly bad. Like, we can't prove that X, you know, X thing, having like X property or property in a certain area is necessarily good. We don't know that having a property in, let's say, somewhere near me that's a little bit, I don't know, a little bit more posh, like Hale or something like that. We're just speculating that area, oh, that's a nicer area to live in, so the prices will be higher, you know. But it's like, that's just speculation at the end of it. It's like one big, like, it does. Money does baffle me, because I don't understand why people attribute so much value to it when it has no bearing on anyone's happiness, or no bearing on anyone's activity in life, essentially. You could, like, let me explain it this way. You could have all the money in the world. You could be the richest person in the world. It won't save you from dying. It will not save you from dying. Like, you know, they could say, right, I'm going to give you $1 billion. Make me this amazing immortal suit that'll keep me alive forever. It won't save them. And that is the best analogy that you could possibly get for realizing that money is actually, in effect, completely worthless. It's only the value that we all attribute to it that gives it its worth, essentially. So, you know, that's what I always think. You know, why people hold so much weight on money is barbaric to me. I can't understand it, because it doesn't mean anything in the overarching landscape of life and death, or just, you know, generally just being a human living on this planet. It doesn't seem to. It only has value because we all agree in a society it has value, and that's weird. That's weird. Like, you're just saying something has value for a point of running a society. Well, why not run a society in a different way, opposed to fixating yourself on this illusion that doesn't bring you happiness, because you're always trying to get more of it, and those of you who end up achieving more of it still have problems, because you don't realise that money can't fulfill your happiness, and actually it goes on a deeper level, and your happiness and mental well-being is deeper than just getting a load of money. But we're always going to go round in this circle. People in society are always going to run round like the headless chickens, trying to think that trying to associate money to happiness, and never really get anywhere, you know, because they're just so you know, they're so fixated on this idea that money is valuable, and it really isn't. You know, it really isn't. It can get you a few things, but you know, that's all it can get you. It can only get you material items. It can't get you anything more than that. You know, really, it can't get you it can't bring you happiness. You know, that's what I'm trying to say. So anyway, I have a lot of bold opinions on money, because I see it for what it is, really. I like money, though the quest to get it drives me. Yeah, that is the quest to get it does drive me, even though I understand it's an illusion. But you see, the quest to get it for me is only because I enjoy the game of trying to attain it. I don't think to myself, oh, I've got to, you know, I've got to get to 100 grand or I can never be happy, or I've got to get to 1 million or I can never be happy. I just genuinely enjoy making money. I've always said that, you know, I just genuinely enjoy making money. That's kind of my truth. I may despise money and what a lot of people hold to it, but I genuinely do just enjoy making it, and I don't necessarily hold it to this great amazing thing, or this you know, this golden experience that I can't be happy if I don't get it kind of thing, you know. So I just genuinely enjoy earning money for the fun of earning money. I don't, you know, I don't attribute my own happiness to it. I don't let it try and get me down or anything, because at the end of the day, I know that it doesn't matter. It's just this illusion that we create in society that isn't really anything at the end of the day, you know. But yeah, I think you can only see that properly when you understand a few fundamental truths, and when you understand a few fundamental truths, you'll understand, oh, right, okay, I get this illusion, this game that's played out in front of me, and then you understand, right, now I know what to do, now I know how to be in this life, or how to act in this life, and you'll realise, if you get to that point, that you only need to act like you were always acting in the beginning of being who you are, really, you know, essentially. But that's getting very spiritual now, and I'll just end on this, actually, because we're free. So, see that quote down there? This is one of the Easter eggs. That one there. What does that say? A spiritual journey ends where it began. That's my little Easter egg. So yeah. And there's another Easter egg in there, actually. Oh, Corey's we're going now, Corey. I was just saying bye. Does the word bull ever precede your favourite swear word to ensure a greater impact, or would you consider it a disservice to a bull? No, I quite like bull before it. Yeah, I quite like that. I'll just quickly go up, and then I will leave, because I know we're getting on now. They are regulated to the point where things like insider trading and a handful of people not being able to move markets at a whim. I find that too. My best friend texts me and tells me she is coming for a cuppa. I'm thinking, I'm not even going to read that. That was a swear word, by the way. There's 2 hours wasted when I could be working. Yeah, I know, it's hard, isn't it, you know? It's like whether you should go, whether you shouldn't. And what I always find is sometimes I'll go and sometimes I won't. You know, sometimes I'll stay and do work and sometimes I'll go. Like this afternoon, I've got to record a couple of videos, actually, or one video at least. But then after that, oh no, I've got listing to do as well. Damn it! See what I mean? This is live right now. I'm like, right, okay, so I've got a couple of videos to record, or at least one video. So like, oh right, after that, I'll go around my friends. And I'm like, oh no, but I've not even done any listing today. I know I've got like 10, you know, photos of 10 or 15 items on my computer. So I'm like, but right, so what I'm gonna have to do is record a video or two, which will then take like half an hour or more, then maybe even an hour, because some of my videos are a bit longer now. So that'll take that amount of time. Then I've got to do listing, right? So 10, 15 listings, that's going to take best part of an hour, you know, 45 minutes or so. So then I'm like, right, well, what time's that? There, that's like 4 o'clock, half 4. I'm like, right, okay, well, I'll go around for a little bit before tea and then I'll come back. But, you know, it's like, then what I want to do, you see, once I've recorded the videos, I'm like, yeah, but maybe I should edit the videos. You know, there's that little niggle going around your mind like, oh, but I could just edit that video now. I've got like 2 or 3 videos on my computer, so, oh, I'll just open Premiere Pro and do a bit of editing. Before you know it, another hour's gone. So you're like, but that's how I try and do it. I'm like, right, I'll get my videos done, I'll get my listing done, then I'll go around for a little bit if you know, it's not already tea time or something. And then what I'll do is come back and do some editing in the evening, do a thumbnail or whatever from, you know, between 7 and 9. So, like today, I mean, I've been working from 9. I don't really consider Thursday talks work. You know, maybe some people could, but I don't really. But, you know, if we're not considering this work, I work from 9 to 12. I'll work from about 2:15 to half 4. I might get an hour in round Ryan's, you know, just to see him in that. And then I'll work from about 6:30, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock with a little bit of a break to do my steps for 15, 20 minutes or so. So I don't even know how long that is. That's 3 hours, 5 hours, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, but it's not actually that bad. It's about 8 hours really. But if we were considering this work, you know, then that's like 9 hours or so. So, you know, but I did start a little bit later today at 9. Sometimes I start a little bit earlier, but generally it's about 9 because I like having my breakfast and stuff first. But yeah, so it's nice, but it's not that bad really. But it feels longer because I think it's this disjointed nature of, you know, like you might do a couple of hours and then you'll have a little bit of time off or whatever. Then you'll do a couple of hours, then you'll have a little bit of time off, then you'll do a couple of hours. And that disjointed nature really does make it feel longer, you know, like you feel like you've done a 10-hour, 12-hour day or whatever, but actually you've not. You've done maybe like a 9-hour day, something like that. But it feels as if you've done longer because of just the things you do. But then on a busy day, particularly busy day like Monday, I'd be just working all the time. You know, I won't see my friends on a Monday or so. You know, I'll see them if we're in on a weekend, or I'll see them later on in the week when I'm maybe a bit more lenient with myself. But yeah, it's one of those things. Anyway, I will get going now because it's been over an hour. It's been like an hour and 20 minutes or something. So yeah, thank you very much for everyone watching. Oh, ads, what's your weirdest moment in a Carboot or charity shop? I don't know. I answered that. I think I answered that in my reselling year review. But I actually don't think I could answer it in that video. The year review will be back a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, so I answered that in the year review, but I don't think I really gave that much of a good answer because I've not really had that weird moments. I mean, I've had, you know, you've had the obvious ones like people shouting at each other and waving and like, oh, I want this, I want that, or whatever, and maybe someone's picked something up and someone else was looking at it and then we get into a bit of a tiff. But I've never really seen anyone like full on punch someone or full, you know, like proper get into a brawl. I've never seen anything like that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's nothing that stands out being major weird, which is quite sad because I'd like to actually have an experience that's really weird and then I could talk about it, you know. But yeah, nothing necessarily that comes to mind. Anyway, I'll leave it there because, as I say, we're over an hour, probably like not far off an hour and 20 now. So, yeah, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, as normal. I'll be back next week, as usual, at about, 10 to 1 o'clock. And I think I've got another video coming out tomorrow. I've got videos scheduled for ages, so don't worry about that. Oh, also, I did want to say as well, on my Instagram, I put a little post up saying thank you for 3,000 subscribers. So yeah, I did get to 3,000 subs about like 3 days ago or something now. So yeah, that was really cool. Like, I can't even believe like I've got to 300k, 3k even. I can't believe I've got to 3k. You know, it's like it was a pipe dream. When I was on like 200 or 300 subs, I was like, I'll never get to 3k, or if I do it, it'll take a while, you know. And yeah, I finally got here, you know, and it's like, wow, that's pretty crazy. So yeah, I mean, I'm just keeping going as normal, you know, doing the videos for you guys. Hopefully you'll enjoy them, and yeah, we'll see where it takes us, you know. Hopefully 4k, 5k and beyond at some point in the future, but we'll see when we get there. And yeah, it'd be cool to have a few more people on board, a few more you know, new resellers maybe watching me as well, and hopefully I'll do some tips videos and stuff if you know, some more new resellers come on to help them out a little bit. But yeah, with that being said, I'll leave it there, guys. I've rambled for long enough, and yeah, I will see you in the next one. So see you very soon, guys.